Hi, welcome to Cat Scratch Kitchen. I'm Terry. Today our recipe is going to be part of a new collaboration hosted by Janet at HomesteadWhereYouAre. The collaboration is #FeastInAJar23. Today we're going to put together 3 soup mixes that are using dried beans and pasta and herbs and spices that are easy to prep and store away, or if you want to, put it in a pretty jar with a ribbon and give it as a gift. I'm really excited to be part of this collaboration this month, as well as filming in our new studio. Hope you like it too. Now let's get started. The first soup we're going to put together is called brown rice and barley soup. Now, of course, you can use wild rice if you like. It's all up to your taste. What we're going to need is a pint-sized jar with a tight-fitting lid, and we'll start layering the ingredients in it, and in between each layer just kind of spread it out a little bit so that you have a nice even layer. It just looks nicer in the jar. First, in a small bowl, we're going to combine brown sugar, Italian seasoning, dried minced garlic, celery seed, and black pepper, and just mix those together and set it aside. Now for the first layer in our jar, I like to use a wide canning jar funnel, especially for the lower levels. It just makes it a little easier so I don't have rice all over the kitchen. The first layer is pearl barley. Then we have dried parsley flakes. Now dried celery flakes. Dried chives, chicken bouillon granules, uncooked brown rice, or as I said, wild rice, and dried minced onion makes our final layer. It should exactly fill up your 2-cup container. Now just close it up and mark on it what it is and how to use it. Now to prepare this soup, you're just going to pour the mix in a large saucepan, and you're going to add 8 cups of water and bring it to a boil. Then reduce the heat and simmer it for an hour, or at least until the rice is tender. To serve it, you can sprinkle it with bacon bits and basil leaves, have some nice crusty bread and a salad, and you've got a wonderful meal. Okay, now the next one, we're using some of the same ingredients, but this is a creamy soup. This is creamy brown rice and mushroom soup. First thing we're going to need is also a 2-cup pint jar with a tight-fitting lid, and we're going to start with a package of country gravy mix, a 2.75 ounce package. Now if you make up your own country gravy mix and store it in bulk, it's about 3 tablespoons. Put that in the bottom. Then we're going to add chicken bouillon granules, dried minced onion, celery flakes, dried parsley flakes, uncooked brown rice. You could also use wild rice for this one, and uncooked white rice. And then for the very top layer, we need coarsely chopped dried mushrooms. Now to use this soup, we're going to empty all the contents into a large saucepan or Dutch oven and add 7 cups of water. Heat it to boiling and then reduce it to a simmer for 25 to 30 minutes or until the rice is tender. Stir it every once in a while. Just garnish it, if you like, with fresh chopped parsley. And once again, it works out great with some crusty bread and a salad. Now we're going to get away from rice-based soups a little bit, and we're going to make a tortellini bean soup. For this soup, you're going to need a 3-cup jar. I'm using a old Jif peanut butter jar, and this jar actually is a 3-cup jar, so it works out perfect. For the bottom, we're going to put in dried white beans. Now you can use Great Northerns, cannellini beans, navy beans, even baby limas, all up to your taste and availability. Next layer, we're going to put in dried lentils. I'm using green lentils. You can use brown lentils, red lentils, yellow lentils. It all depends on what tastes good to you. Now we need a small sealable bag. And in the bag, we're going to place 3/4 of a cup of uncooked dried tortellini. You can use flavors like chicken or beef if you like. I'm using cheese. That's all up to your taste as well. Also in this little bag, we're going to put our spices. Parsley flakes, chicken bouillon granules, minced garlic, dried thyme, and salt. None of these recipes, including this one, take any specialty dehydrated vegetables or anything. But if you have dehydrated carrots or celery, you can add that as the layers into the jar. Otherwise, you're going to add them when we start to put the soup together. Now just seal up that bag, put the bag in the top of the jar, and close the jar up. This one's all set to go, quick and easy. The reason you put the separate bag in there is because when you take it out, the first thing you want to do is rinse your beans and lentils. After rinsing your beans and lentils and draining them, you're going to put them in a Dutch oven or large pot, add 8 cups of water, and bring it to a boil. You're also going to add a can of chicken broth, or 49.5 ounces of chicken broth, 1 can of diced tomatoes drained, 2 carrots chopped, and 2 celery ribs chopped. Now if you had the dehydrated ones, of course you don't have to add those now. Then you're going to reduce the heat, simmer it for 45 to 60 minutes until the beans are tender. Be sure and check it as they're cooked because the time for the beans can easily depend on the age of your beans. So base your time on when your beans are done. And that's it. You can also serve this with garlic bread, works out wonderful, a salad, top it with some Parmesan cheese, and we're all set to go. So there you have it. 3 fantastic soups that you can prep ahead and have in your pantry waiting for whenever you want to use them. Now each of these recipes makes 1 pot of soup. You can multiply the ingredients, of course, and make as many batches as you want. Now all of these store well for at least 4 months. So be sure and put the date on them and take advantage of using them before you reach your expiration date. And that's just something new for us to have fun in the kitchen. Don't forget to stop by Homestead Where You Are and look for the playlist of #FeastInAJar23 and check out what other great meals in a jar are available from the other contributors to the collab. Until next week, have fun in the kitchen.